Welcome to October's Flamingo Community Lagoon AMA. Once again, it is the last Tuesday of the month, so we're here hanging out to chat about Flamingo Finance, the project's roadmap, DeFi, crypto markets, and anything else. And remember, this is an AMA, so we're also here to answer any questions the Flamingo community may have. For those who don't know, Flamingo Finance is an easy-to-use DeFi platform built on the Neo N3 blockchain. As a decentralized exchange, Flamingo is designed with smart functions for everyone, from beginners to advanced crypto users. On Flamingo, users can stake digital assets in liquidity pools and earn rewards in our native token FLM. We've been around for over 5 years and currently have a TVL, or total locked value, of over 10 million USD. We also have our very own stablecoin called FUSD, where users can add collateral and borrow the stablecoin against the collateral. On top of all that, we've introduced the world's first completely on-chain order book for limit order trades on Layer 1, as well as our multi-dividend bearing asset, Flocks, which has burned over 115 million FLM from investors minting it. That is equal to 2.8 million USD of FLM burned, gone forever. Ciao. For those listening in on YouTube or Spotify, we hold these Lagoons live on X, which we'll link below so you can join us in the next one. And please don't forget to like and subscribe from any platform you're tuning in from. Your support is greatly appreciated and is important to get more flamingos at the Lagoons each month. If you're in the audience, feel free to raise your hand, come join us on stage and ask us any questions you may have, or drop the questions in the chat and we will keep tabs on it as we go. So with that, let's get this thing started. I thought we could kick this one off by talking a bit about the final days of Neo token migration from Neo Legacy to Neo N3. Coming up in just a few days, October 31st is the last day to migrate Neo Legacy assets to Neo N3 assets. This has been a very long migration, and I know I personally am excited to see it finally wrapping up. I think others on the team might agree with me.
For sure. Should have been done years ago, I think.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. At least it's happening now. And it looks like it's going smoothly. A couple of more days for the D team to keep N2 running. But after that, we can just focus on Neo N3.
Yeah, and I just wanted to remind Flamingo users that the same goes for Flamingo tokens, the migration.
Yeah, but most, I did a check yesterday. Mm-hmm. I think most of the FLM is migrated. There are some smaller amounts, a couple of million, I think, but most, like 99% is migrated already.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks for checking on that. So Flamingo, it sounds like Flamingo users don't really have to worry about this migration. But yeah, for anyone else who holds Neo tokens, any tokens on Neo Legacy, you have 3 more days. Halloween here in the US is the final day. Do you guys celebrate or have Halloween over in Norway in October?
Yeah, it's this consumption holidays is the same here as well. Getting more and more of the same days here in Norway that you have in the US.
Oh, cool.
So people, I feel like it's something every week now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So not the biggest fan, but yeah, people can still have fun, and I think it's good for the kids. They have a lot of fun with it, but there's some limits to it where I don't think it's really productive to celebrate everything every week.
It's true. Like if you celebrate something every week, it kind of diminishes the returns of the things that you should be celebrating, right? So. Yeah,
and a lot of these days are like introduced to Norway as a consumption thing. So it's from the stores. Basically, it's really nice to get people to buy Halloween decorations, costumes, and everything like that. And then we have St. Patrick's Day, and you have a lot of different days now that they are like circling around every year to sell a lot of shit people don't need.
Yeah. That's how I've always been, somewhat cynical against cultural things like that. And that one, like holidays, I've always looked at it as just like a money grab by, like you said, the stores and whatnot. But it can be fun, especially when you have kids and such.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, but so migration is ending, and that will be a good thing. I think with Neo N4 that's on the roadmap now, that will not, or I don't think I've been promised that will not be a migration. I think it's more to just like enhance the core we already have. Looking at that, I'm following the progress on reducing the gas fees, and it seems that it's soon on testnet.
Yeah.
So that will be really nice. Hopefully we can have it so you can do like 1,000 trades for one gas or something like that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So from our side now, it's me and Atlas have been working on the new governance page for Neo. For the last month. We took that responsibility to do that for Neo and for the community back in Centerpoint in Singapore, and the progress is really good. The nice thing about it is that we can do some smaller modifications to what we build now, and then we will have the DAO basically for Flamingo as well.
Nice.
So it won't be that big of a change to actually have this, so Flux holders can vote and make proposals for Flamingo stuff as well.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, two birds, one stone. It's really nice. It wasn't the plan to do it this way, but then after we've been down this rabbit hole making it for Neo, it was like, why don't we just copy paste this and use it for Flamingo as well?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great idea. That's a really good idea.
Yeah. So, and then the new analytics dashboard is right around the corner. It's super nice. It's made by Michael. And once that is done, he will finally be able to do what he really wanted to do for a long time, and that's making trading tools. Because with the reduced fees, we will now be able to give people the ability to do arbitrage trades, do grid trading, and a lot of things like that, because you can now add orders and remove them without basically any cost. Today, it's not possible because it would cost you $100 a day just in gas fees to run that grid bot. So I think Adrian has some struggles with his sound.
Yeah, I've been. I see that he's been requesting to speak a number of times. So yeah, I figured there were some issues.
Yeah.
Can anyone else give a thumbs up if you guys can hear us just fine, and just so we know all is well? Otherwise, anyone in the community, just give a quick thumbs up on the board there, if you don't mind. Oh, sweet. We see one.
At least one. One is listening.
Two. We're at two. Yeah. I do see Dylan Grabowski in the audience. He commented, "GM Flamingo team, love these monthly spaces on X." Hey, thanks a lot, Dylan. Definitely love to see you. Love to see you here. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, feel free to join us on stage if you'd like. See another request from Atlaser, another speaking request.
Yeah.
hopefully it
of
can
course,
get
remember to ask questions, either come up on stage or just write them in the message for these spaces. I'm on a computer, so at least for me it's down right where you can see messages or write messages. So we can answer questions. There is not like too much new stuff to talk about right now other than this analytics dashboard that is coming out and the governance page for Neo that will also then be a governance page for Flamingo, or basically use the same code. Other than that, we've been looking into how to make, with the new fee structure and 3-second block time, we want to make futures trading on Flamingo. And what's really nice is the order book contract that we already have is basically 80% of what we need to make futures. And it's
that'll be huge.
Tested. It's battle tested. So what's really nice is that we can actually we can make a new contract that uses the same order book contract, so we don't have to basically remake that. And we all remember how long time that took because it was really difficult. So that's a really positive thing now that we can actually do that. And with futures trading, you don't need liquidity in the same way that you do with spot trading. You need stablecoin liquidity basically, but that's it. So hopefully that can also bring more volume together with lower fees for spot trading as well.
I can't wait for that, and I know a lot of community members have been asking for it for a while too. So
yeah.
Hello.
There.
I had to join in by the phone. I have no idea why it didn't pick up on my microphone. I've been working all day on Discord, so I'm not sure why. But at least now I'm here by phone, so my microphone might be crap, but I'm here.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
That sounds great. Cool. Now you can pace too while you talk. I'm a pacer when I'm on the phone. I can't. Whenever I'm on the phone, I help myself walk down the worm 1,000 times.
Yeah, I've been like screaming at the microphone. I want to comment on this. I want to comment on what he's saying.
Glad you were able to figure it out.
Yeah, I just want to touch a little bit upon the lowering of the fees. Mm-hmm. So I've been following on the GitHub issue for the core devs, and I listened in on their bi-weekly call now that they publish. That's really cool, by the way, that they're publishing their bi-weekly meetings on YouTube. So I think they're a little bit kind of stuck with some issues, discussing some attack vectors, possible attack vectors, blah, blah, blah. So I think we should maybe expect a little bit delay, but I will try to ask Shargun and Jimmy, who are core devs, if they have any hunch of when they can release the most like negative thing I saw maybe is, should this be in Neo 4? And then I'm like, no, this cannot be in Neo 4. we need it now. So just going to try to influence that as much as possible to make it as fast as possible. Of course, make it safe. But from what I saw in the GitHub and what I saw in the community call, there's always these people are so smart, and they have a tendency to start sentences with, my problem with that is. And it's like, there's always a problem with something. So, try to maybe intervene and say, is it really a problem, or is it something that we can fix later?
I think that's the problem that we.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Because when we were at Centerpoint, I think at least 10 or maybe 20 times my solution to their problem was, can it become a problem before we have to solve it? Because for me, if someone starts to attack Neo N3 and fill up the blocks with 10,000 transactions and pay 10 gas for every block, please, let's just do that for 2 years. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's actually not a problem because they are losing money, they are burning gas. Okay, nice, and the chain is active. So right now the problem is that the blocks are empty. And for me, that's a bigger problem than that the blocks are full.
Yep.
Yeah, because one thing is a luxury problem, another thing is a real problem.
Right.
Yeah. So hopefully it's possible to push this to be released as soon as possible, because I think it's a really, really big thing for Flamingo. And the second thing I wanted to comment about is that I'm really eager to see what's left on N2 once it's fully shut down. It's going to be cool to maybe have some number of what is stuck over there. But my hunch is, I'm being negative here, my hunch is that the final day there's going to be an extension of
Yeah, that's
some
like if there is no extension, or at the end of the extension, however much is left on legacy is basically gone forever. You can basically consider it burned.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be extension, because the only reason why it hasn't happened is because of Binance US, I think. And Binance US have migrated. There's no exchanges left on N2. And like people that don't migrate, they had 3 years to do that. So I think...
What about the bear?
The bear?
Do you want to bet the bear? Bear on it?
Yeah, I can bet the bear. Yeah. Sure. I think like the only reason that it's taken this long is that exchanges didn't care to migrate.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
Yeah. So now they have done it, then I don't see any reason why it should be postponed, other than maybe if there's some issues with the migration page, like migrations are stuck for some reason. Then I agree, but not just to postpone it one more month.
No, not just to postpone it. I feel like some actor, Central Exchange or whatever, is going to be last minute. No, I didn't finish. I still have these wallets. I still have this and this, and then you got to get another week or two. But that's my bet. That's my negative approach, and probably I'm going to lose a bear.
Hopefully, I'm going to lose a bear.
That's you just trying to find the problem all the time.
Yes. I just said all these intelligent people, they're trying to, so I'm doing Yes. So I'm putting myself in that category now.
By the way, I wanted to add, I know that Mr. Google listed some of the latest work being done on Flamingo. And I wanted to add to that list that we're now burning flocks instead of burning FLM with the flocks system. That flocks burn is a sporadic burn that is kind of timed as we go, so that traders can't time it themselves and get the most benefit. The Flamingo team is timing that buyback and burn of flocks. We're taking every FLM that would have been burned and using it to buy flocks off the order book and burning that flocks. So that's going to add ongoing consistent buy pressure to flocks on the market. And I know flocks holders are pretty excited about that.
Yeah, and it will happen sporadically. So it's not like the reason it will happen sporadically is that it's not so that arbitrage players can just come in and do this arbitrage play. I think it's the most beneficial for flocks holders that it's happening now and then, and that it's also trying to buy as much flocks as possible for as low price as possible to burn it, because it just benefits the flocks holders. Of course, for the people selling, that's a different story, but I think we have to honor flocks holders, not people that sell them.
Right.
So yeah, it's but already I think we burned, I don't remember the numbers. Maybe you do. It's been a lot, I guess.
I just have to pull it up here. Let's see.
And it is a simple but genius approach to solve multiple problems.
Yeah.
So, like, who's buying flocks? That's been an issue. I'm stuck down in a low price, low ratio. I can't get my orders filled, but this should solve a lot of that problems as well. And is there any like deflation of flux? Well, yeah, it solves that as well. So like buying and burning from the market. I think it's a really simple approach, but it's also a lot of problems.
Look at you.
As long as we have the low trading volume, I think it's really good to have this, and then have the rule that you buy flux as long as the price is under 1.
Yeah.
And then you burn FLM when it's over 1.
Yeah.
Right. On October 21st, so that was a week ago, we spent 74,874 FLM and bought and burned 110,061 locks.
But that was just that one, but I think the week before was better, right?
That one...
if I don't remember.
Didn't that one have the wrong configuration, or not wrong, but
Flamingo took the cost. I think that was like around 500K or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can figure that one out at least. But yeah, it's already I think we're at like 500,000 flux already.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And also you have all the I think it's 130,000 in the broker contract, and those are also considered burned.
130,000.
So you'll never be able to move from the broker contract.
Can you speak on that?
Because the flux contract can't get flux back. And the broker contract or the order book is blacklisted, so it does not get any dividends. So all the fees from the order book goes to flux, right? Mm. And since the flux contract can't get flux back, the flux that are in the order book won't be sent out to flux, but the order book is blacklisted, so it doesn't receive any dividends. So all the flux that are in the order book are from fees are burned.
Not user assets.
No.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah. So I can do a quick check now. How much is there?
In the meantime, I do see we have an audience member requesting to speak. I think Adam Noya can come on stage and let us know your thoughts. How's it going, Adam?
131,000 flux in fees that are burned.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah.
All right, GM guys. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Okay, GM guys, GM Flamingo team. I can see you all are here. I saw Mr. Google post on no migration, and instead of migration, they should work on faster network and cheaper gas fee, stuff like that. And I thought that was a good move, and it was a really nice post though. So while he was speaking, he talked about real world asset. So I was like, that really caught my attention. That's the most thing I want to talk about. On the real world asset, I was thinking like, what is NEO going to do on real world asset? Like, I've seen so many projects come up with the idea of real world asset, but most of them, I don't think they really have a good niche. So what's going to be Flamingo niche, or I should say Neoline niche on real world asset? Like, what are you going to tokenize, stuff like that? So I don't know. I just want to hear some things about it, because I was just curious after that post, and I'm like, I'm not going to miss this AMA. I'm just going to get the time so I can ask.
Yeah, I think it will be more when it comes to real world asset. It will be more perpetual assets. So you can buy contracts on, let's say, oil or gold. What we need is good price feeds from the spot markets. We're actually looking into how we can build in price oracles into the chain. So that is like a decentralized price oracle that is supported by the blockchain itself to keep the price pegged on the contracts, basically.
All right, that's interesting though. And on the real world assets, I've seen like a project, the previous one I was on, they were talking about real estate and all those stuff. But pre-TGE, when project hasn't really launched in the pre-TGE, there's a lot of hype and stuff like that. So when the project now launched, everything now went like, I don't know, I'll just say maybe they crashed or something like that, but the hype was much, the foundation wasn't solid. So I know Flamingo would look into those kind of things, so they'll work on the things like the hype and the products and the community, so things that would hype the product, something like that.
Yeah. The issue that I think the biggest issue we have is that we are not creating hype. We have some really impressive products, basically, that are really unique in the blockchain space. But when it comes to futures trading, basically, I think after the governance platform, this is what we're going to look into now, how we can make this, and then how we can have these price oracles. And as soon as price oracles basically are 50% of the work here, and then the other 50% is making the futures contract so it works on chain. And then, of course, the security part of everything is the most important part. But we already have some good insights on how to solve these kind of things, because we already today have price oracles that have been working for over 2 years. We solved that in a cryptographical good way. So I don't think there's any limit to what you can do as long as you have a way to fetch prices from the real world or outside markets. But still you need traders, still you need people wanting to come in and buy and sell these products, because you can offer oil, you can offer gold, you can offer fiat currency trading, but if you don't have traders, it doesn't matter. If you don't have people that want to buy the different things.
Yeah, that's true. That's a real point. That's solid. And I was thinking about the community now. Now this other aspect is for Bodois, and I just feel like he's the one managing the Flamingo Finance account on X, like he's the intern. So I don't know, maybe he can create a community under the account for Flamingo, everybody, not necessarily anybody. And the Flamingo account can also pin posts, important posts, like this AMA now, it will be pinned maybe a week before now. It will be the pinned post on Flamingo. So anybody that's in the community will see it, and more people have easy access to enter the community when he's on X like that. X community, I know he knows stuff like that. So it's just going, I don't know if it's possible, because it's just my opinion. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's a good point. It would be kind of almost like an active forum, which we do on Discord, but we could definitely open one up on X as well. I will definitely look into that. The only hesitation that I have is that I find when you spread out among multiple platforms, the benefits, are we would be getting more people on X involved. But the negatives to that are, if you spread out too thinly, the people that would normally see messages on Discord aren't seeing the ones on X, and vice versa. And it can actually make it look like a community is being cut in half, so to speak. I've seen this on Discord when we open private groups, let's say the Flock or some other private groups we've had in the past. While it's really nice to feel like included in a private group, it can remove, not hype, but it can remove noise. It can remove cheer. It can remove it can make the general channels look less active, if that makes sense. So while I agree, like, it would be cool to have a Flamingo community on X, and I'll definitely look into it, there are some negative aspects to that as well that we have to always keep in mind.
Yeah. One thing with the community is that it's not going to be for special people. It will be for everybody in the community. Like, I can create a content, I'll just post it there. Like, I do it with other communities too. So it will just be basically just for Flamingo post, everybody on Flamingo. So it won't, yes, that's what I'm thinking. It won't be like just for this set of people. Like, it's for more people, because the project has to grow. There won't be such thing in a bigger platform like this. So, like, special.
Yeah. And I know what you mean. But what I mean is, if we have, let's say, you and some others posting on a community on X, and we have some others posting on the general channel on Discord, then if you were to go look at the community on X, it's going to have half as much, because the other half is on Discord. If you go look at the general channel on Discord, it's going to show half as much, because the other half the people are on X. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of splitting the community in two, so to speak, in that sense. And I'm not saying that is a reason to not do it, but it's something that we need to consider, because you could post something on the community on X, which is great for X, or you could go post that same thing on Discord, and it makes the Discord community look more lively. If it's split up in two, then you've kind of got two different communities almost. But like I said, I'm not saying no. Definitely have to look into it and consider all of it. Yeah.
I understand. Everything has to be like logical, so it will make sense. So it's something you have to work on in your own ways. I know. I understand what you're saying. Really, splitting community doesn't give it the zeal that it deserves. So it just splits the information, and it won't spread well. So, but like on Flamingo now, I have an ambassador role, and like, if there's an X community, I'll just post my content there, it's just like normal, the way I'm posting my content, Flamingo content, and I'll just take the link and take it to my Discord, this thing, ambassador program. I'll just post it there, just like that. Just the same thing. It's just that this community is for Flamingo on X, and anybody can just come in. So, but I understand what you're saying. So it's on the team to work on. I'm just a community member. I can't really tell your view on the project, your broader view. So you have a broader view than I as a community member.
Yeah, no worries. And I'm not, like I said, not against it. Just need to make sure that it adds to rather than takes away from, if you know what I mean. So, but yeah, definitely good points. We'll definitely consider it. And these were all really good questions. Thanks for coming on stage and hanging out with us today.
Yeah, thanks. So, Mr. Goggle, I don't know, should we be expecting the real world projects on what quarter next year, or is something just, there's no time yet?
Tomorrow, I guess.
All right.
I think it's we have to look at it. I think if everything goes as planned, Q1 next year, but maybe next summer or something like that. I think the thing that takes most time is security, and we are not willing to compromise anything when it comes to security.
I think if we talk about real world assets, we need to like go deep and go to the fundamentals. What is real world assets? You have had tokenization before on, like in the stock market, you have ETFs for example, gold. That's something you're buying that should represent something physical, but you have derivatives of gold as well that doesn't own really the underlying. You're exposed to the value of the underlying. So what do the users really want? Do they want the real claim to the assets, or do they just want exposure to the ups and downs? And I think, or at least in my opinion, if you can just give people the ability to be exposed to the ups and downs of an asset, be it physical, some index, or a stock, I think that solves a lot of the problem. You just want to have a decentralized way of getting exposed to the market, and not necessarily have a real world claim to an asset. I know that is also a use case, but that touches upon you want to have a decentralized way to have claim to something that's truly centralized, right? Because usually the underlying is something centralized or something real world. And something real world is usually bordered by centralized control. In and out of a country, in and out of a bank, of a vault, in and out of something that's regulated by a stock exchange or local regulations on the housing or whatever it is, if it's in real estate. So if we're talking about getting true claims to real world assets, I'm not sure if people are that bothered with it. I might be wrong, but I truly believe people want to have like easy access to buy into being exposed to different assets like gold, like property across the world and stuff like that. And if other people are doing it correctly, you could say even that Tether and Circle is something that is that has a real world asset that is underlying. It is the dollar. You could create products on top of that. Like USDT is on Flamingo and USDC is on Flamingo, and you can have a lot of other products on Flamingo by them being derivative and not having a real claim to the underlying. So I think that's the first thing we're solving by creating futures products. That with the Oracle that Mr. Google is talking about, we could have hundreds of different assets, property assets, gold, stocks, you name it. So that's my take on it.
You wouldn't have claim to the underlying.
You wouldn't have claim. You would be exposed, and I think that solves a lot because you can give people the exposure.
For a decentralized exchange. So we're not decentralized real estate agent or decentralized exchange.
Yes, exactly, and people can be really good at doing that, making like the tokenization of an asset. And I would trust the people who are best in that region, maybe, or best at global property to handle that. And what we would serve on Flamingo would be the derivative of that, the best products. Yeah. And you can shift them in and out, and you could even be exposed to 10 different that does global property, and you will be diversified. So I think like the derivative is better than, for Flamingo, it's better to have the derivative rather than the real thing.
Yeah. Andrein, you see like this exposure you're talking about on real world asset on blockchain, right? So you see, yes. from where I am from now, people have more access to blockchain assets more than the bank, like our traditional banks. So I believe there are so many places around the world like that. It's just that the project that is building this like system of real world assets, maybe I should say like the system they are using, if it's make a whole lot of sense, people believe in trust and all sorts of things. Like where I'm from, there are a lot of people in crypto, a lot of people, they have wallets, they can easily operate these things. And most of them haven't even gone to bank because it's like for the rich people that goes to bank, but we just have our phones and our laptops and we just purchase things online, stuff like that. I don't know if you understand. So
yeah, I
it's the
totally understand.
foundation that really matters.
Yeah, and I think
how Flamingo is going to build.
I think like what we're essentially trying to build there is freedom tech, right? So you should have the freedom to buy what you want and be exposed to what you want, no matter where we are in the world, and no matter what kind of government you live under. You should be able to buy this type of different products and get exposure. Like have like a bank account. That's your wallet now, right? So the thing is, if you're buying property, then you're buying something that is, some government is actually saying, yes, you have the right to this property. So you're kind of mixing two worlds, right? The decentralized and the centralized world. What I'm saying is what should be Flamingo's role in this. I'm rooting for real world assets, and so that you can have, as an individual, you could buy property around the world, like tokenized. You can buy a small piece of property around the world and get exposure to that market. I think that's really good. That's really cool. But for Flamingo, if we're setting out to build all these different real world assets and complying with regulations and creating products for gold, for property, for stocks, where we're actually responsible for having claims to the underlying thing, I think that's good. We're going to spread really, really thin. What we want to do on Flamingo, or what Flamingo wants to do for you, is that we want to give you that exposure so you're able to almost buy that property around the world. You're not really, but you're exposed to the price. So if the property raises in value over time, you will gain value from that. But you couldn't really go and like take a piece of that property under your legal name, right? That's going to be hard to solve for Flamingo. But we could give you exposure to these different types of investments. And I think that's the most important part. I believe that would be the important part for you and your community as well, right? Or am I misunderstanding something?
No, you are right. You are right. Like, I understand. So what I'm trying to say on the other hand is that it's a really good idea but the thing is that if there is a strategy Flamingo could set up that will be different from other projects who have come up with this idea of real world assets, like that will be different. You know, we enjoy trust when you're working with something and there's trust. Like, I believe I'm buying 0.1 of this asset, and tomorrow, even if I leave it here, it will grow as the asset grows, or it will plummet as the asset plummet. That's just market. That's market this thing. That's for market. It's not under the control of maybe Flamingo or any project. That is not their control. But if I can be sure that this project will not collapse, like Flamingo I'll not come online one day and realize that no more real assets, stuff like that, my money is gone. You see, that's the strategy I'm talking of. If they could set up a strategy that would encourage people, like if you talk about it just from listening and people start getting that, people start feeling like they want to try it. And from trying, then that is where you start getting people into the project.
Yes. Yeah, I understand. So yeah, it's about trust, and that also goes to, then we should also talk about risk management, right? Because you want to maybe not trust, and you want to trust maybe that the platform is here tomorrow, or that your asset doesn't go to zero or something. So then, like, what we can do different, and I believe that maybe we should over time, is that we should offer on Flamingo like baskets of assets, so you don't trust just one product. So let's say you want to have exposure in gold, maybe. Then there's a basket of 10 different ETFs of gold and some other real world asset tokenization, maybe a token on some chain that you're buying into to get exposure to gold. So you're like in 10 different projects instead of one. That may be something we can do uniquely on Flamingo and offer like these diversified kind of exposures. We thought about that with Flamingo, with Flux as well, right? That you get this diversified yield. So yeah, you get some yield every week, but if you have it diversified, it's less risk that the value goes down over time. because you have all these different assets you get every week. So that's maybe the angle that we have. We have always like safety first, and from that maybe risk management also comes naturally after that. So that's maybe something that we offer and we always have in mind.
Yeah, that's my thought on those stuff. And it will be really nice though. Let's see how it plays off. And I just hope it works for Flamingo, because me already, I believe in Flamingo. Flamingo has been here for a while, and I believe in their strategy of sustainability is just for new people. I'm just talking for the new people, like people in my own real life community. Maybe I can introduce 1 or 2 people into stuff, and I wouldn't be doing it with like of if I introduce this person into buying assets with Flamingo, or one day to have just that security, if I can vouch for it. But for me, I know I can vouch for it, I know you understand what I'm saying. I can vouch for Flamingo security, but because I've been using the chain for a long time, this new line chain for a long time now, and it's cool. It's all about upgrade, talking about the next level, talking about things that have never been like a rug or something like that. So that's one thing, special thing about Flamingo Finance. Thank you all for giving me the opportunity to talk.
Thank you for giving us very, very nice questions, and always a pleasure to have you join us on stage and let us know your thoughts. Definitely appreciate it. What I think is that Flamingo needs to buy an island and have our own Flamingo Lagoon real world assets that we can sell to the community. That's the problem. We don't have the island yet, but we could get one.
So that we can actually sell the Lagoon. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like the way you think. Yeah. Well, it's I think we're touching upon something interesting, like this clash between the centralized and the decentralized, right? Because we live in a world of people. So like with Bitcoin, there's certain aspects where you can just trust the math and that works. But with the real world assets, it's not like that. Like, it doesn't only live inside the computer like Bitcoin and some other chains as well, but with Neo, you have a mix of governance and people. I think that's nice. And with Bitcoin, it's just maybe pure math. Yeah, I know it's not only math, but yeah, more of it. But then when you talk about real estate, right, you need to trust people in the end. Or like, just take Tether, for an example. You need to trust that the money is there. So there's always this mix. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got about 10 minutes left of this Spaces. I know that Citizen Star just joined us on stage to share his thoughts. How's it going, Citizen Star?
It's Cubo. How are you guys?
Hello.
Good.
I haven't spoken to you guys in a while. I had a few questions, man. 2 things. I was curious about the timeline for the liquidity LP assets to be in the land, because I see that there's one already, but there's only like $6 in it, so I guess there's a bug. And when are people going to be able to collateralize their LPs to lend? That's one.
Yeah, I can answer that one first, and then we take the next one after. So when it comes to this, it's just about the priority of resources. Right now, this contract has been made together with NGD. And right now we have all the resources on reducing the gas fees on M3. So I actually asked them last week if we could continue the progress and do something, because it's just basically...
Could you please mute while we answer? Because the microphone was really loud. Like she's picking up a little bit. Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, and... there's basically just some settings there that needs to be changed and done, but it also needs to be looked at all the time. For what is there now, it's secure and everything looks good, but as soon as we open it up to more or different tokens, LP tokens, we need to have the resources to make sure that everything is going great. So it's just a matter of time. It's I would say second priority after the reduction of fees on the network. So as soon as that is done, I think that we will add more of these tokens. We will also reduce the costs. So right now you have from the minting rewards, you have 20% going out, 10% to Flux and 10% to the security fund. I think that will be reduced to 8% to Flux and 2% to the security fund. So yeah, there's some adjustments that will be done to it as well. So yeah, but it's coming, it's there, it's working.
Okay, sounds good. You know that I've been using Flamingo for about 5 years. I'm in the website every week. Sometimes, I have no reason to be in the website apart from checking some, value, or I'm looking for some information. So I think that you guys talking about real world assets, and that's all cool. But you get back to the element of, how complicated that is and what is the objective value of it. So I think that with the platform that you guys have right now, including nudes as a meme coin, I think the idea of polymarket, the fact that we can go into Flamingo and make a bet, I'll give you $100 if, Real Madrid is going to win on Sundays, and find people who are willing to bet against me. And that is something that you probably can write the contract in a week. And the contract is the same contract everybody would use to bet. So I think that doing a copy of the poly market in Flamingo would create the velocity of money. You can bet in nudes, you can NEO, and whoever's betting against you can bet in any asset they want that is tradable in the platform. And I think that right now that it's very interesting how poly market is becoming a source of news. For the Flamingo, team, it will be a very easy contract to write, and I think it'll bring a lot of daily traffic of people just coming to the website to do small bets, decentralized bets. And I think that will be very cool for Flamingo as a platform.
Yeah, prediction markets are real cool. The first thing that we need to solve, is the one thing that we went to Singapore to solve, and that's the cost of doing stuff on NEO. So like you say, you wanted to come and do small bets. You can't do small bets on NEO right now because you will spend 50% of the small bet in transaction costs. So I agree that prediction markets are cool. I think future markets are cool, and we need to find which way to go with everything, because the reason that we are looking into these options or derivatives is because we have the broker contract. I agree also that it's not a huge contract to make for prediction markets, but still you need to have trusted sources of truth. So it's also a way we haven't gone down. So it would require time for it to be safe as well, because
depends on the demographics of Flamingo. I don't know the demographics, but you guys, being on Discord and mostly and instead of X, you have a completely different demographic. Most of the investors are on X. Most of the young gamers are on Discord. So it's just a question of demographics. When you look at are they going to be more interested in a new product of polymarket type, or they're going to be more interested in futures type that they can pretty much do anywhere in any platform? So I think the differentiation of doing a Flamingo polymarket of bets will be something very cool that nobody has right now. And even though polymarket is cool, it's very American based, and most of the people in it are here. And I think that it's still there's still time to be able to clone the idea and do it nicely on Flamingo. I don't know. I think the demographic of Flamingo, in my opinion, given the Discord community, it's very young, and young people like bets, young people like to give their opinion and put some money behind it. So I think it would be a good revamp to nudes as a token also, and to Flamingo as a platform. It's just an idea that I wanted to share with you guys, because we've been talking for 5 years and always looking for good things. And again, the whole point is, how many times do I go to Flamingo website a week, and why am I going to the Flamingo website every week? What am I looking for? Am I actually doing something, or am I actually just looking for the price of Flux, or I'm looking if there's a big order? So I don't really have a reason to go to Flamingo except because I want to trade something, which we don't trade every day. at least not the type of people like I am. I don't do bots. I don't do those kind of, arbitrage. But it would be nice to have a reason to, let's see who's betting on something today, who thinks, this is going to happen in the UN. Do you think the ceasefire is going to hold? Do you think this and that? And I think that will bring a lot of traffic and a lot of exposure to a whole new ecosystem. And that's it, man. That's pretty much all I wanted to share, and say hi to you guys.
Yeah,
nice that you joined.
And the thing there is that you need someone to be the source of truth. That's I don't actually know how they solve that on Polymarket. I think you have to just trust the bet maker to be the source of truth. And if they say the wrong answer, let's say you betted on Trump to win the election, but then they said no, Trump didn't win, then basically that's your problem because you trusted that bookmaker, if I'm not wrong. And if you can do it like that, then it's easy. If you have to also make a oracle for the source of truth for everything, that's really hard.
Well, the way that you can solve that easily would be to appeal it. When people who lost actually won, they can appeal it, and then you can have an oracle do a artificial intelligence search and just easily ask who actually won the election. And AI is going to have a very low probability of lying. There's still the probability, but it's going to be very low. So you appeal it. AI comes in, looks in 3-4 different AIs, and then it'll come up with a solution, and it'll fix the betting, and it'll just reverse the outcome.
But then
just ideas, but nothing.
I see the idea, and I think it's like I always like that you're pushing your ideas because it makes us think harder about stuff. So the only thing right now is that we're playing with this idea. And the issue, of course, with the AI is that it needs then to hold a private key to be able to basically revert outcomes of different bets. So then you need to trust the person that basically holds that AI or that private key.
Well, you said you're writing. You said you guys are writing a DAO right now, so it'll be the same mechanism where maybe the result of the AIX, the result of the betting was Y, and then the community votes for what is real and what is not real, and then you don't require AI to have any keys, because that would be dangerous in my opinion. But
of course, the thing with the DAO or when it comes to governance is that you can do decentralized governance, but you still need to have people execute. And that's the thing, you always need people to execute. You can make a proposal in the DAO that you want Flamingo to have blackjack, and everyone can vote for that. But then it's like, who's going to execute? That's still the issue. After, everyone agrees or the majority agrees, but then you need someone to execute that. You need someone to write that smart contract. You need someone to do, like, there's stuff I can't do. So you can go into the DAO and you can say that you want to hack the Chinese government, and everyone votes yes for that. But I won't do that because that will come back to me. I can't tell the authorities that, but the DAO said yes, so I had to do it. So that's also the thing here, is that the DAO is nice, but we still need someone to execute stuff. But I will look into this. I will actually take a good look at this, spend a couple of hours looking into how we can solve this easily. And I agree with you, like, it would be fun to have a prediction market.
Well, it'll bring traffic,
Yeah, like originally we wanted to do something like that many years ago. You remember, I was liking to open the platform for gambling, but there's strong ties and collaboration still with Neo Global Development for Flamingo, and there was like this reluctance to do anything regarding gambling because they felt like they would be more exposed to, I'm not sure what, but like there was fear of that not being the right thing for Flamingo to do. I'm not sure if that's maybe concerns from listings on sex or other relationships, but that was something that we ended up like, let's just remove that from the roadmap. That's something that we can't really push. So like looking back, that would have been maybe a great thing to do. Then you would have been like a couple of years earlier than everyone else. That's one thing. Like, is there still like willingness? The bond to LGT is still tight. So that's something to look into. That's one thing. And then the other thing, you could do something, you're talking about coming back to the platforms, checking stuff. You could also do that with kind of like meme coins, something new, something fresh that you can trade, with the futures contract. We could be able to list like hundreds and thousands of different things. And that could be the new thing, that this is listed this week, this is listed next week. This meme coin has now so much interest, we're going to list it as well, because all we need is a price feed, and we can list it, and you can get exposure and arbitrage will solve the rest. So I think that's also solving a little bit of that issue as well. You're not being like unique in a way. You're not creating a new product. You're like giving people exposure. So I think like maybe we can solve a little bit of that coming back to Flamingo, looking for something a button to push, a bet to make. We can do that with a derivative as well. But I'm a gambling man. I would like to see that. So there's just some issues to solve, especially with like who's to trust to decide, because you can't really put that up to a vote.
But I think you can do it like you can have a wallet basically in the contract making a bet. And then the first time you bet like $1 on that, because you don't know the guy. But then when he's had like 1,000 bets and 100% success rate, then you will trust him with like bigger bets. So then it's basically a decentralized way of making prediction markets. So if you want to do a bet against or create a bet, you can be like a bookmaker and you make a small percentage of the bet, between different players.
Yeah, and you could also like specify the oracle or the source of truth beforehand.
Yeah.
So there's a list of trusted oracles.
Yeah. So I think it could work that way, and then it's also decentralized. So basically, Bordeaux could go in and create a bet for something today, and then people that trust him to be the bookmaker basically are willing to bet on that.
And that's the perfect thing now that we solved how to do order books decentralized, because everything is dependent on that. Even the prediction markets, they have a small order book with different bets, and you can have several factors as well, like duration and then also the odds. So I think because we have solved that, an implementation like this becomes easier. You don't need that liquidity, like a liquidity pool for a prediction. You could just have the order book. And with the low fees, this becomes more and more possible, more and more interesting. I think I really like the idea of doing something like this.
Yeah, I do
Let's
think
look into it.
Yeah, the fees, the fact of lowering the fees is going to be huge, because even like putting an order and taking you put the order at the wrong price, or you want to change the price of your order, it costs a lot of money. So it's just funny. It's just funny, but that's going to be great. But yeah, any reason to bring people to do trades and small trades. I think real world assets are nice, but I think that's going to require some other elements, and it's a different type of crowd, in my opinion. I think Flamingo's fun. It should be fast. It should be like nudes. It should be something that you can go in and do quick stuff and have fun and talk to your friends. And I think that differentiates the platform from Hyperliquid, which I think Mr. Google said a few weeks ago that he wanted to do, Flamingo Super Liquid or Hyper Flamingo or something like that, Hyper Mingo. And I think it will be very cool. But I think I still believe that the demographics of Flamingo it's a different type of people. It's not the trader that wants to do 100x in trades. I think people feel comfortable in trading in Flamingo because it's easy and it's not complicated, So the moment that you start doing all those crazy complicated derivatives and future contracts, I think it's going to bring some people, but it's going to also scare some people away.
Yeah, and I think we should keep that in mind. Like, if we create that derivative product, it is possible to get exposure to maybe like thousands or tens of thousands of different products. Then you should don't have to go into that advanced trade and buy that asset. It should be like a list to pick from. S&P 500 buy, and then you're like done. Keep the simplicity of it and make a bet as well. I see Real Madrid versus Barcelona. I click bet, and that's it. So yeah, we should keep that in mind. Yes, people maybe go to Flamingo because it's easy, but it also, we might have some users missing out, or we're missing out on some users as well, some demographic, because you're not doing something. So keep that in mind as well. Like Hyperliquid is successful, so there is a demographic there to take users from. So just, it's also that you have something now, you can be something else in the future as well.
Well, thank you for the time. I guess it's over 8 minutes. I guess you guys have things to do.
No problem.
I guess I'll see you. I'll talk to you in a month.
Yeah. And on Discord before that, I hope.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks a lot, Q, Citizen Star. Appreciate it. You're always welcome here and on Discord. Yeah, I think this is a good place to wrap up. The team has announced a lot that's been going on in terms of flocks burning and everything else. And now we have so much more to look into as well. This has been an awesome AMA, guys. Just want to thank everyone once again for joining. I'm always so excited when it comes to the last Tuesday of the month, because that's AMA day for me. Thanks again, everyone, for joining, and we'll see you next time.